Well, hello and welcome out to Coral Seymour Memorial Park. I'm Josh Salem here, and the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks are going to be facing off against the Peninsula Oilers. Fourth and fifth games today of the six-game road trip down here to Kenai, Alaska, and the Chinooks have taken three straight against the Oilers, and they're trying to take two more today, one more game tomorrow. I'm joined with Wyatt Wheelwell. He'll be doing all the graphics and stuff for you. You'll see on the screen today. If you haven't subscribed to our channel on YouTube, excuse me, today, please do so. It's the little red button. If you exit out into that page, you'll see the red button. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon right next to it. You'll get notified when we go live. So please do that. The Chinooks trying to pick up a fourth straight win in a row and a fourth win against the Oilers today. You just saw the first pitch of the ball game there as it was thrown out, and Giancarlo Servine awaiting his opportunity for the first pitch of the actual game. Starting lineups for the Chinooks: Mason Corbett leading off, the second baseman, and Aggie from Texas A&M University. Jess Davis, the center fielder, up next. Batting third, Hayden Keller, the designated hitter. Daniel Freeman, the first baseman, batting fourth. J. Paul Fullerton making the start behind the plate in the 5th spot. Brandon Cody, the right fielder, batting 6th. Pate Fullerton, brother of James Paul Fullerton, at shortstop, batting 7th. The 8th spot is Trevor Cho, the left fielder, and cleaning up the lineup for the Chinooks, the third baseman, Joe Brazil. Again, we'll see Giancarlo Servine as the defense is out there for the Oilers. Rainy conditions here. It's been just a steady rain, nothing too deep right here, basically, but been a steady rain and not a little bit more than a drizzle, but not too heavy by any means. Nothing close to a downpour. Defensively for the Oilers, it's Camden Vasquez in left field, center fielder Damon Keith, and right field is Jaden Fine, third baseman Bobby Goodlow, shortstop Skylar Messenger, Ethan Patrick at second base, and at first base Connor McCord, playing in his first game, just got off of the plane today. Behind the plate, Jonathan Villa, and on the mound again, Giancarlo Servine. We'll see Sam Brace, the left-handed pitcher from Lawrence Tech for the Chinooks, in the bottom of the first inning. Chinooks have not been able to score a run in the first inning of any of the games. They have scored in every single game so far against the Oilers down here in Kenai in the second inning. Can they break that streak and go in the first today? Getting ready to go here as we'll put up the standings for you. The Chinooks moved up into second place at 4-4. They're 2.5 games behind the Anchorage Bucks, who are 7-2. Anchorage Glacier Pilots 3-3 have only played 6 games this season so far. Matsu Miners had a game canceled yesterday with the Pilots. They're 4-5. Peninsula Oilers 2-6. Mason Corbett awaiting his first pitch. Servine stepping in. He's thrown in 2 1/3 innings so far. First pitch is strike one on the corner. Servine in his 2 1/3 innings, one appearance, now making his second and first start of the season, has a 7.71 earned run average against him, giving up 2 runs, both of which were earned, and no hits, however. That pitch missing low, 1-1 count. It is the 6 walks and the 2 strikeouts have placed him with the 0-1 record. Swung on, popped up hard in the left field. Going over is Vasquez in foul territory, and he'll make the catch. That'll be out number 1 in the inning. Just a step in foul territory. Will bring up Jess Davis next, as Vasquez catches the first ball put into play. Jess Davis, center fielder, coming out of the University of Alabama at Birmingham, one of 4 players on the team for the Chinooks for the Blazers. And ball 1 is inside and low. Corbett put a good swing on it. It continued to carry. And that pitch way out. 2-0 count from Servine. There's action in the bullpen for the Chinooks. I believe that is just a pitcher trying to throw a bullpen here. As Sam Brace is ready to go. Big 2-0 pitch coming. And strike 1 on the inner half. Once again, Servine has not given up a hit so far this season. It's 2 7-inning games today. Game 1 of the doubleheader here. And strike 2 on the lower third. I haven't seen Davis swing yet, but he's going to try and put something in play here hard. Different color of the dirt on the infield. As you can tell, it didn't have to get watered today. The rain is definitely watered for it. Low, full count awaiting. Again, 6 walks in the 2 1/3 innings for Servine. Walked in a few runs. Both of those runs earned. And he picked up the loss. 7.71 earned run average against him. Game he pitched in as he'll step off the mound and just reset with himself. Full count awaiting was against the Pilots in that 4-2 loss. One of the best hitters on the team, however. But he will not be hitting today. He'll have Calvin Ferris designate hit for him. Low, ball 4. Jess Davis walks. And so the first runner is on. Hayden Keller will come up next. And Keller right now is the 3rd best hitter in the ABL. 33 at bats and has 12 hits, 5 runs scored, 7 RBIs. Of the top 5, that is the 2nd most RBIs, 364 batting average. First pitch awaiting from Servine is up and away, ball 1. Davis has speed, and you got to note the conditions here. John Groth, the head coach for the Chinooks, third base side. Dalton Smith, assistant coach and hitting coach for the Chinooks at the first base side. Delivery home, ball 2, up and away. Daniel Freeman on deck. He'd like to have runners in scoring position here. Chinooks wanting to jump out early against the Oilers. They've got a runner on base who'd like to get into scoring position, Jess Davis. Not going. 2-0 pitch. Swung on. Laced to right field. That's going to go up and out of play into the bullpen. Just got a little underneath of it. Hayden Keller, the only home run on the team so far, and that came in game 1 against the Matsu Miners. Just belted one over the right field fence. Next closest player to a home run was Mason Corbett. Hit it right off the top of the left field wall. That's strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. So Keller will have to battle here. Servine's first start today. And a big pitch coming. Off the plate, full count awaiting. Servine coming out of Edinburgh, Texas, a sophomore at Texas A&M Kingsville, the Division II college. I myself go to a Division II college, Ouachita Baptist University. We are not, however, in the same conference. Full count. Swung on, popped up on the left side of the field. Messenger goes back a few steps, and he will be called off by Bobby Goodlow, who goes back to make the catch. So with 2 outs, Daniel Freeman will come up next. Just got a little underneath it, tried to poke it foul and fight for another day. But now 2 outs in the inning. Still a 0-0 ball game. Top of the first. J. Paul Fullerton on deck. Freeman up next. Got a great jump. Jess Davis sliding in safely with the stolen base. Had not seen a pickoff, Tim. Great throw from Jonathan Villa behind the plate from his knees. Knew that Davis got a great jump. But Freeman now has a runner in scoring position with 1 strike against him. Delivery home. Curveball hit down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit. They're going to wave around Jess Davis. He's heading home. And he's going to come in to score as the ball was cut off by Bobby Goodlow. And Davis was maybe carrying some extra weight on those cleats because it took him a little bit longer, even with the stolen base, took him a little longer to get around. And Daniel Freeman plates the first runner of the ball game with 2 outs here. That's how clutch of a stolen base that is from Jess Davis, who has now scored a run and put the Chinooks up 1-0. J. Paul Fullerton stepping in here. Good job by Vasquez to get it in quickly and keep Freeman at second base. at first base. And the first pitch missing low for ball 1. Fullerton, like Jess Davis, one of the 4 players from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Brandon Cody on deck. Low and inside, ball 2. Davis walking and now coming around to score a third earned run against Servine here on the season. Big 2-0 pitch awaiting. Swung on, chopped down the first base line, just between first base and Dalton Smith, the assistant coach. 2-1 count awaiting. And that'll be strike 2. Freeman does have 2 stolen bases this season. And Chinooks have already stolen once today. Freeman been caught stealing 1 time as well. No pickoff attempt just yet. Runner going. Hit up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Freeman will run around to third base. It's barehanded and thrown in. And there's going to be a play at the plate. Freeman moving up, and we've got 2 runs in the inning. The errant throw from the center fielder Damon Keith, missing Skylar Messenger, and coming in to score. We're going to pause here for a moment as J. Paul Fullerton does not pick up the RBI there, but did move up the runner's second hit in the inning, and a meeting with the pitcher, Giancarlo Servine. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinook Baseball. Well, it helped that Daniel Freeman was on the move. It's a 2-0 lead here for the Chinooks. 2 hits in the inning. J. Paul Fullerton out at second. Curveball first pitch is strike 1 to Brandon Cody. On deck, Pate Fullerton. Can the Chinooks scrap another run across here and make it a 3-0 lead? There's our flyover for the game right behind home plate. One of the Seagulls. We had some fun with him yesterday. Hitting to right center field. That's going to get down. Base hit for Brandon Cody. They're going to wave around J. Paul Fullerton. And that is another RBI for Brandon Cody. Inning continues, 3-0 the score, as Brandon Cody is able to bring in another run. Chinooks scrapping early here, and Sam Brace is going to love that in the bottom of this inning as Pate Fullerton comes up next. Yeah, for the first time, the Chinooks have scrapped a run across in the first inning against the Oilers down here in Kenai. 0-1 pitch. Next pitch from Servine. Off the plate, 1-1 count. Cody has speed. We've seen 2 attempted stolen bases already in this inning. 1 was put into play by J. Paul Fullerton. Freeman coming in on the error. And then a stolen base from Jess Davis, who came around to score with 2 outs. And that's strike 2, painting the outside corner. Fullerton thinks otherwise, but he'll have to battle with 2 strikes against him. Pitch missing low, 2-2 count. If I'm Cody here, I'd like to get a good jump and try and take off for second. Haven't seen a pickoff for Giancarlo Servine just yet. Cody, a short lead at first. Delivery. Lace foul, going to be spoiled and out of play. Fullerton hitting 111 with 3 hits. All 3 hits he's had have been doubles. He swings hard in his 27 at-bats. 4 runs scored, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts against him. 2 sack bunts, however, 1 stolen base. Next pitch, and that's going to be just ball 3. It looked as close as it could have been to becoming a strike, and that'll put Brandon Cody in motion. A full count, 2 outs. Good take for Fullerton. On deck, Trevor Cho. Pickoff attempt there. Nice and easy move by Giancarlo Servine. First baseman Connor McCord, the left-hander, again, just straight off the plane. He'll be batting second in the bottom of the inning. And runner goes. Strike three, Pate Fullerton going down, but the Chinooks get 3 runs off some RBIs. Jess Davis walked, came around to score off of stealing a base. Daniel Freeman able to put him in. Freeman comes around on J. Paul Fullerton's single, and the error from Damon Keith trying to get it in. And then Brandon Cody singles to right field to plate Fullerton. It's 3-0. Chinooks lead. We'll let you know about Sam Brace as the defense head out for the Chinooks. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. We are back for the bottom of the first. Starting lineup for the Peninsula Oilers, who will have to come back down 3-0, facing off against the left-hander Sam Brace. It's Camden Vasquez, the left fielder, leading off. He'll have a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Brace. Connor McCord, first baseman, batting second. Jaden Fine, the right fielder, batting third. Bobby Goodlow at third base, batting fourth. Calvin Ferris, the designated hitter, batting fifth. Ethan Patrick, second baseman, batting sixth. Jonathan Villa behind the plate in the 8th spot. And Skylar Messenger, the shortstop, batting ninth. Mentioned Brace is a left-hander. He's going to have 7 lefties in the lineup for the Oilers today, so may work in the favor of the Chinooks. They've got a 3-0 lead. First pitch here, ball 1, is low and inside from the left-hander Brace. Brace coming out of Lawrence Tech. And a 2-0 count here in favor of Vasquez. Brace out of Metamora, Illinois, 6'5", 250 senior at Lawrence Tech. And there's strike 1. 2-1 count, no outs. Chinooks had 3 hits and 3 runs in the top of the inning. 1 walk as well. 1 error helped them score 3 runs. And that's ball 3 as it just misses low. Brace threw a no-hitter this past season. And chopped up the middle, second base. Mason Corbett slides over, throw to first base, and he's safe. Good hustle from Camden Vasquez as Corbett kind of slipping a little, but that's going to go as a base hit. Sets up the double play. Connor McCord up next, the first baseman. And Vasquez gets down the line very quickly. You almost got to catch and release with him if it's hit on the infield. Otherwise, he's going to be safe. You double clutch, and for sure, it's a base hit. 3-0 the score, first hit for the Oilers. And McCord's first at bat. Swinging at the first pitch. Got right off the plane. Take a hack, why not? Up and in, and strike 1. Vasquez, great speed. 1 stolen base this season. Brace's pickoff move over. Sidearm will catch Vasquez safely running in to first base. You know, the ground is wet. He's trying to avoid sliding in right now. But give it time. The white pants will eventually turn muddy. Next pitch. Chopped to the first base side, foul. 0-2 count. Good job by Brace. Connor McCord, the first baseman, coming out of Gilbert, Arizona in his junior year at Western Oregon. Western Oregon just finished classes, I believe it was yesterday. They're in trimesters. Delivery home, curveball, strike 3. His first at bat will be a front door curveball from Sam Brace for a strikeout. He'll jog back to the dugout, and Jaden Fine, the right-hander, steps in. Correction, there are 6 left-handers in the lineup and 3 right-handers. Jaden Fine, a right-hander, as well as Damon Keith and Skylar Messenger. First strikeout today for Sam Brace. Brace coming set here. Low and away. Good job by Fullerton. Slides over. Might see a lot of exchanges from baseballs that hit the dirt today. Double play in order. Vasquez picking up a single to open up the bottom of the first. Brace's delivery. And poke down the right field line, foul. Good swing from Jaden Fine. The right fielder, we've seen him mostly at first base, but he gets some right field time today. Fine coming out of Simi Valley, California in his freshman year at San Diego State University. 6'3", 205 freshman. Sam Brace is making his third start today. 7 innings. Runner going. The throw down to second. It's going to be a tag laid down, but the ball goes into center field. Just squeaks through, and it'll be picked up by Pate Fullerton. So just like that, a runner moves up to third base on the throwdown. Got right under the glove of Mason Corbett, and just like that, there's a runner on third with 1 out here, a 2-1 count. Oilers trying to get 1 back here. Runner on third base, 90 feet away. In the dirt, good block by Fullerton. That'll work at 3-1 count. Some more numbers for Brace. 129 earned run average. 6 hits given up this season. 1 earned run. 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. Only 1 double. Now giving up his 7th hit. And the next pitch. That hits the lower third of the strike zone. Full count awaiting. Can Brace pick up a second strikeout in a row and keep Vasquez at third base with 2 outs in the inning? Left-hander Bobby Goodlow on deck. The payoff pitch. And that's inside, just missing. Puts runners on the corners here on the first walk issued by Brace. Wish we could tell you numbers on left-handed hitting. Lefty on lefty matchups, I mean. TCU's freshman, Bobby Goodlow, coming out of Fort Worth, Texas, steps up. The third baseman for the Oilers has speed. He's got to hit it hard for a double play to be turned, and that would end the inning. First pitch from Brace. Upstairs, ball 1. Eye level. Camden Vasquez, a base hit to open up the first, and he stole second base before moving up to third on the throw. Rain continuing to trickle down. Brace is going to pick off the first. Good job by Freeman at first base to corral it. Defensively for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, it's Trevor Cho in left field, Jess Davis in center, Brandon Cody in right, and on the infield is Joe Brazil at third base, Pate Fullerton shortstop, Mason Corbett at second, and Daniel Freeman at first. Behind the plate, J. Paul Fullerton, Sam Brace, a 1-0 count here as he picks off again. It'll miss low, and sliding in safely is Jaden Fine, who just walked. And there's the dirt on the left thigh of the white pants as he slid back in. A little bit on the right knee as well for Fine, who's got a step off of first base. Take another half step there as Brace comes set. The delivery home. Inside, 2-0 count. Brace trying to find it here. Got to give a shout out to Brace's parents, Jim and Cindy. Thank you so much for listening. Sam made it a point to let me know that y'all would be listening, and so thank you so much for tuning in, and I know you want to see your son do well. 2-0 count here, 1 out, and runners on the corners at first and third. Calvin Ferris on deck. Brace steps off with the 2-0 count here. Practice swing from Bobby Goodlow, third baseman from TCU. Vasquez a short lead at third, short lead at first by Jaden Fine as well, and the delivery home. Ball 3 misses upstairs at the eye level. 3-0 count. Potential tying run is at the plate in Bobby Goodlow. No runs have come to pass just yet. And some lefty-on-lefty matchups awaiting in the next few batters. as well as Bobby Goodlow. Can Brace come back here against Goodlow, and will Goodlow be swinging with the advantage count? Next pitch, strike one down the middle. Brace's goal to make Goodlow hit him here. Does not want to load these bases on back-to-back free passes. Brace last year, one of the top pitchers in the league. Now in his second year, one of 4 players on the Chinooks team in their second year down here in Alaska. Delivery home, ground ball to shortstop. Fielded by Fullerton. Flip to second, back in on the throw, and it's going to be safe. Fielder's choice, 1 run in for the Oilers. It was just capped to shortstop, and that's a good out there by Sam Brace. And I believe that is unearned because of the throw down from J. Paul Fullerton to second base as of right now. If another hit is made, then I believe it'll be earned. A 3-1 ball game. Chinooks still lead by 2. Bobby Goodlow at first base. Delivery here. Big swing and a miss by Calvin Ferris, who doubled off the right center wall yesterday in the 9-1 victory for the Chinooks. Curveball there, misses up. Brace so far has thrown 1 curveball for a strike. That was in the at-bat to Connor McCord. Fine might have also just poked a foul ball off of a curveball. Brace's pickoff move over, and it'll send Goodlow back in standing. Goodlow does pick up an RBI on the ground ball to the shortstop. Delivery home. Shot to first base, 2-hopper. It'll just go foul. And I believe it was hit off of the right foot of Calvin Ferris, who's upset with himself trying to walk it off and has a little bit of a limp on his foot. Kyle Brown, the head coach, going to come out and check on him as well. Clean off the bat for Ferris. Hand it back to him. Try and check on him as well. As Ferris points down to where he hit it off of his foot. A 1-2 count here for Ferris. Tim Bartow and his family making the trek down a few days ago. Longtime supporters of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks making the 3-hour drive down. Beautiful drive at that. Doesn't matter what kind of weather, it's going to look amazing. Might even see some wildlife on your way down. We saw a moose this morning. Young bull moose. The 1-2 pitch. Pickoff attempt over to first base. Goodlow remaining put. Pitch sequence so far. It was a swinging strike on an inside fastball to Ferris. He took a ball off the plate that was a curveball he missed up and then swung at the last pitch off of his foot. 1-2 pitch. And that'll just miss off the corner. Definitely close, but it'll tie the count up at 2-2. 1 error for both teams. 3-1 the score. 3 hits for the Chinooks, 1 for the Oilers. Runner going here, and that's going to be off of the bat as a foul ball. Up and inside, looked to be a hit by pitch almost, but that's just unfortunate for Calvin Ferris as he wore it right off of the knob. And he reacted just like it went right off the knob. He didn't act as if it hit him or anything. And another flyover by one of the Seagulls again. Oh, and he's going to even make a turn and try and swoop down next to Joe Brazil at third base. Yeah, he's going to land in left field. And that's strike 3. Going to get him looking at the top of the zone on the outside corner. And so 2 strikeouts in the inning, 1 run for the Oilers on an RBI from Bobby Goodlow, 1 error. So the unearned run. It's 3-1. Chinooks trying to get that run back. It'll be 8-9-1. Trevor Cho, Joe Brazil, Mason Corbett coming back around for a second time. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. up to lead the top of the second off. 1 run for the Oilers in the bottom of the inning, 3 for the Chinooks in the top half of the first. And Trevor Cho will swing at his first pitch, pop it up into shallow left field. It's tailing away from the left fielder. He comes in hard. Camden Vasquez will make the catch. His first step back, but able to regroup with himself and make the catch. So the first out in both innings will be flyouts to left field. 1 pitch thrown brings up Joe Brazil, the third baseman. Brazil, huge day in game 1, struggled in game 2, and did not play yesterday, but it was a ground ball, it was 3 for 3 with a double, 2 singles, and many RBIs in that game 1. Off the plate, ball 1. Ethan English not in the game today. May see him pinch hit later. And a pitch will tie the count up at 1-1 as Servine lands a strike on the inner third. Brazil in game 1, it was the RBI single in the second, single in the fourth, walk in the sixth, single in the eighth, and a sac fly RBI in the ninth. Next pitch is capped to shallow center field, and that's going to be a base hit for Joe Brazil. Miss hit, base hit, falls in front of Damon Keith in center. And so just like that, Mason Corbett in the top of the order coming back around for a second time. Can the Chinooks keep their streak alive of scoring in every game down here in Kenai in the second inning? Corbett also trying to keep a streak here of walking in every single game he's played so far this season. The Texas A&M Aggie. First hitch from Servine, off the plate and upstairs, ball 1. On deck, Jess Davis, who walked in his first at-bat and scored the first run of the ball game. Came in to score on the RBI single from Daniel Freeman with 2 outs, and all runs were scored in the first inning with 2 outs. Not running, hit hard to second base. Staying down on it, throw to second. On the back end, safely at first. Mason Corbett hitting into the fielder's choice. Was a 2-hopper made by Ethan Patrick at second base, flipping to Skylar Messenger on the back end. The throw was a little to the left. Messenger had to regroup with himself, but that'll be a fielder's choice out. Jess Davis up next.
Now batting number 22, Jess Davis.
And so just like that, 2 outs. Jess Davis up next. Ball 1 misses upstairs. Hayden Keller on deck flew out to the third base in his first at-bat. Pickoff attempt over. Sliding in safely is Corbett. Chinooks rocking the gray pants, and now for Mason Corbett, gray pants and mud. And then on the jerseys, it's navy jerseys, red lettering. Red jerseys for the Oilers with white pants. Corbett staying put, popped up in foul territory. Bobby Goodlow is underneath it, and he'll make the grab. So the Chinooks will strand 1, as Jess Davis has had a few pop-ups on that third base side the last few days. Corbett will be stranded. The defense coming back out behind Sam Brace. 3-1 the score, 2-run lead for the Chinooks. Damon Keith to lead off. The center fielder for the Oilers, Ethan Patrick, the second baseman, batting second. Jonathan Villa behind the plate will be third up here in the second inning. Chinooks strand one in the second inning, and for the first time do not score in the second inning down here in Kenai. Strike one, painting the outside corner. Damon Keith, the center fielder, made one error earlier in the first inning, trying to get it in, and the pitch off the plate from Brace. Ball one, 1-1 count. Keith from the Redlands, California, in his freshman year at Cal Baptist University, and a big swing and a miss on the outside part of the plate. 2 strikeouts for Brace, one ending the first inning against Calvin Ferris, one against Connor McCord in his first at bat as an Oiler. Off the plate, trying to work a changeup in, and ball 2. Payoff pitch is going to be lined into left field. Damon Keith with the base hit there. Trevor Cho picks it up and gets it in. So a leadoff single here. Back-to-back innings leadoff singles for the Oilers.
Now batting the second baseman from LMU, number 1, Ethan Patrick.
Ethan Patrick up next, the second baseman, who's averaging a hit by pitch in his appearances against the Chinooks in the last 2 days, as well as a walk in game 1. Didn't get the hit by pitch, but he's reached in every game. Brace's delivery, bunt shown, bunted right at him. It's going to hit him, but Brace works in a strike as he tried to bunt it, lay it down, and unfortunately for Patrick, he's got to go through the pain of it hitting his hand and step back in there again. Kyle Brown, first base coach as well, coming over to check on him. He'll tough it out, get ready to go again. It is a 3-1 ball game. The Oilers trying to move over that runner, and in these field conditions with the grass wet, the ball will end up being wet if the ball's hit on the ground, and then the dirt definitely muddy. Cleats are picking up some. Weather conditions can change a game. Brace's pickoff attempt over to first base. Keith standing up as he does a little karaoke back to first base. Oh, 1 pitch awaiting. And that's at the eyes. 1-1 count. Patrick, Villa, and Messenger, 3 next batters with a runner on first base in Damon Keith. Brace coming set here. Bunt laid down. It'll be picked up by Brace. Spin move, throw to first, and he's out. Good job by Brace, and a good job by Patrick to lay down a sac bunt. Moves up Keith to second base. Villa up next. Villa coming out of Mexico, Ensenada, Mexico, in his junior year at Faulkner. And his first pitch is strike 1 on the inner half. Heath Olive, also from Faulkner. Damon Keith, who's out at second base, is averaging a strikeout in this series in every single game, but able to produce the single to left field and get to second base here and lead off the second inning. Brace's lefty on lefty matchup here. Curveball misses upstairs as Villa backs up a few inches. 1-1 count, 1 out. Chinooks trying to keep the ball in the infield here. Next pitch from Brace. Hit hard, right at right field, and it's just going to get past the glove of Daniel Freeman. That's a miss hit, base hit for Jonathan Villa, and the inning stays alive with 1 out here Runners on the corners. Same situation we saw in the first. And Skylar Messenger, the shortstop, up next. Messenger yesterday was in the 4 spot. Struck out 3 times and was 0 for 4 against the pitching staff for the Chinooks. And now here in this inning, he'll have runners on the corners to try and plate a second run. Here in this inning, Brace still looking for a strikeout. Can he pick one up here in a big time? 4 hits the Chinooks, 3 for the Oilers. First pitch. Missing low and inside. Good job by J. Paul Fullerton to slide over and corral it. Skipped it up right out of the dirt. Brace a sidearm motion almost. 3/4 guy. And a 2-0 count. Two 0 count, 1 out. That'll be a strike as Messenger swings over the top of it. Pitch missing low. A lot of movement for Sam Brace's pitches. And Messenger trying to hit a slow ground ball to second base like Bobby Goodlow did. Brought in an unearned run for the Oilers, but now here with the runners on the corners, they have a chance to bring in one the opposite way. Ground ball, third base side foul. 2-2 count. Can Brace pick up a big strikeout here and keep runners on the corners and force 2 outs? Top of the order is on deck with Camden Vasquez, and he's a tough enough opponent to try and get out. He singled earlier and has a base hit in every game so far this season. Down here in Kenai against the Chinooks, and he's hitting .448, the best average this season for in the ABL by any player. All the same, he'd like to get a crack at it. Chinooks have the double play in order. Can they get out of the inning here unscathed and keep the 2-run lead? Patty McCormick goes down to try and retrieve the ball, but won't be able to get to it in time. Big pitch coming. 2-2. Strike 3 will get him swinging. That's a big strikeout. Messenger goes down swinging, and the second out will bring up Camden Vasquez.
Now batting for your Oilers, left fielder from USD, number 7, Camden Vasquez.
Pitching coach Chris Beck will make a trek to the mound here. Wants to make sure they're on the same page facing Camden Vasquez. Runners on the corners. We'll pause here for a moment and be back. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. Vasquez has a hit in every single game he's played this season. He led off the first with a single on the infield, and speed kills you. Ground ball to second base. One hopper, throw to first, and he out. So Vasquez grounds out on the first pitch he sees from Brace. The Oilers will strand 2. It's 3-1 as we go to the top of the third inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. 3-1 the score. Chinooks up by 2 runs here as we enter the top of the third inning. Again, it's a 7-inning game today as it'll be 2 doubleheaders. Hayden Keller to lead off, flew out to third base. Bobby Goodlow with the putout in the first, and then the Chinooks put in 3 runs on 3 straight hits. Daniel Freeman, Joey Paul Fullerton, and Brandon Cody, the next 3 batters. Pops it up again on the left side, shallow left field. Skylar Messenger, wave of the hand, and he'll call it off and make the catch. Second time that Keller has flown out to the left side of the infield here in his first 2 at-bats. Daniel Freeman up next, had the RBI single in the first that brought in the first run before he came around to score. Freeman, the first baseman for the Chinooks, is hitting third best on the team, 278. He'll take strike 1 at the lower third. Freeman has 6 hits, 2 runs scored, and 19 at-bats, 1 double this season. That was an RBI double in Game 1 against the Miners. Curveball missing low and away. It's actually a curveball that Freeman hit and looped over the third base Bobby Goodlow's glove, brought in a big run. And low and in the dirt again. Congratulations to the Florida State Seminoles as they just passed the Arkansas Razorbacks, scoring in the top of the 9th to secure the 1-0 win, and they end up facing Michigan as their next task. 2-1 pitch awaiting. And it's going to just miss inside. Daniel Freeman, a 3-1 count here. I actually thought it nicked the shoulder, or not the shoulder, but the flap underneath his arm. Ball 4. After a leadoff strike, it'll bring up J. Paul Fullerton as Daniel Freeman walks and is on for the second time today. Chinooks have a runner on base in every single inning. So far through 3, J. Paul Fullerton up next. Brandon Cody on deck. Freeman, Fullerton, Cody, all with base hits. And runners ended up scoring in their at-bats. Not necessarily for J. Paul Fullerton. He's the only guy who didn't have an RBI in those 3. Smacks down the right field line. That's going to be extra bases as it's going to bounce off the wall. J. Paul Fullerton will have to hold up at first. And that's the longest single we've seen here in the ABL. But it moves up Daniel Freeman to third base. The ball was absolutely smashed on a line that bounces off the right field wall. Jaden Fine had to play it off the wall. Played it perfectly. And Brandon Cody comes up with a runners on the corners and looking for a chance to bring in another RBI base hit. Second hit today for J. Paul Fullerton. 1 out in the inning. Middle infield stays back. Fullerton at first base. If he gets a little more air on that, that's a home run for him. And way inside to Brandon Cody for ball 1 from Giancarlo Servine. Likes to throw in, is not afraid to do so. Pate Fullerton waiting on deck. And hit into shallow left center field. That's going to fall. Attempt by Skylar Messenger. But an RBI single for Brandon Cody makes it a 4-1 ball game. Good effort for Skylar Messenger. But although we're in Alaska, we call that the Texas Leaguer. And from a native of Texas, I like to say that. That's the first time I've actually said it on a broadcast ever. And a good Texas Leaguer there for Brandon Cody puts the Chinooks back up by 3 runs. Just a miss hit, base hit. We've seen 3 of those today. 2 for the Chinooks, 1 for the Oilers. Bunt shown and bunted right into the chest protector of Jonathan Villa. You like where Pate was trying to go with that down the third base line. Bobby Goodlow playing a step in front of the third base bag. Fullerton's brother, J. Paul Fullerton, out at second after singling to right. Daniel Freeman coming in to score here in the inning. Off the plate, 1-1 count. Rain picking up here a little bit more. Little flag blowing out to right field. The flag is on the far right side of the field, and can't see it in your picture, but it's blowing steadily out to right. And that'll be poked foul. 1-2 count, 1 out.
Foul ball brought to you by
Fullerton struck out swinging in his first to end the first inning, and he'll try and put something in play here. Trevor Cho flew out to left field to open up the second on deck. People will begin putting their hoods on. 1-2 count, 1 out. Poked into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Moves up every runner on base, and Fullerton keeps the inning alive for Trevor Cho. 3 straight hits for the Chinooks. J. Paul Fullerton, Brandon Cody, and Pate Fullerton. And that'll bring out the pitching coach again, as the Oilers do not have anyone warming up in the bullpen as of right now. We'll pause here for a moment. Bases loaded 4-1. Can the Chinooks add to their 3-run lead? And we're back. Bases loaded. Meeting adjourned. Trevor Cho at the plate. His first pitch, way up and out, ball 1. Joe Brazil on deck. Had the single in the second inning before he was out on the fielder's choice. Mason Corbett would be up after him. He'd like another crack at it in 3 innings. And that's a strike on the corner. Cho picked up his first hit of the ABL on a single to the second baseman Ethan Patrick in the hole yesterday. Picked up an RBI in that at bat as well, back in the third inning of yesterday. And a big swing and a miss. Foul tip, 1-2 count, 1 out. I think he just got a piece of it. Bases are loaded. You got to put something in play here. Chinooks have a run in the inning already. They've got to produce another here. Take advantage of the opportunity they have in front of them. Ground ball to the right side. That's going to be an RBI out as Trevor Cho will ground out to second base. A good at bat there on the sac ground ball, basically, as he picks up an RBI.
Now batting number 8, Joe Brazil.
Brings up Joe Brazil. Runners on second and third now with 2 outs in a 5-1 ball game. Good at bat there by Trevor Cho. Got down to his last strike. Mason Corbett on deck. 0 for 2 today. And ball misses low and inside for ball 1. Big swing and a ground ball down the third base line, foul. Ties the count up at 1-1 here. Brazil miss hit, base hit up the middle in his last at bat. Brazil's having a pretty good road trip down here against the Oilers. Big game 1 and already starting off with a big game here. In the dirt, good block by Villa. Saw the curveball the whole way. And one of the players for the Oilers is going to trot out and give the home plate umpire some balls. Servine, 2-1 count, working with Joe Brazil. The windup and the pitch here with 2 outs. Up and inside, I thought the same there, that he gets closer and closer, almost like it's nicking the jersey. 3-1 count awaiting. Brazil will look for 1 pitch. And that's inside, strike 2. Full count, good pitch from Servine. Giancarlo shares the name with Giancarlo Stanton. Full count awaiting. Swinging and foul tip, just got a piece of it, dropped by Villa. Joe Brazil was right on it, but just got a piece and had a little bit of an early swing. Trying to belt one down that left field line as Pate Fullerton's out at second and Brandon Cody at third base. It was J. Paul Fullerton who came around to score on the ground out. Inside, and that'll be ball 4. Servine, 2 hard steps to the first base dugout, and he'll retreat as now with bases loaded, Mason Corbett comes up next.
Now batting for the Chinooks, number 15, Mason Corbett.
Brazil reaches for the second time today. Single and a walk, and we're going to pause here for a moment as Corbett will be up next. But Kyle Brown, the head coach, is coming out, and it looks like Servine's day is done as he motions for the bullpen. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back as it'll be Steven Ordorica in to try and close off the third. It's 5-1, 2 runs in here in the third inning, and the base is loaded for Mason Corbett. First pitch to Corbett, inside ball 1. Saw Ordorica a few days ago. I believe that was 2 games ago when we saw Ordorica. And a big pitch coming. 1-0 count. Big swing and a miss. Ties the count up at 1-1. Ordorica, 2 innings of pitching, 1 walk issued, and 2 strikeouts. 1-1 pitch. Cap to the shortstop. Messenger stays down on it. Will take it himself to second base, and that'll be a ground out as Mason Corbett will end the inning. Strand the bases loaded for the Chinooks, and it's 5-1. They do pick up 2 runners, and so they'll bring out the defense with the Oilers offense coming back out. Sam Brace heads to the mound for his third inning of pitching. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Connor McCord to lead off here in the third inning. Chinooks get 2 runs in the top of the third, and ground ball hit on the 2-hopper to Daniel Freeman. He takes it himself for the second out. Excuse me, for the first out. Second at bat for Connor McCord.
Now back to the Oilers.
Sorry about that. I meant to say that as the second at bat for Connor McCord, but struck out looking in his first. Now it brings up Jaden Fine, who drew the walk in the first inning. Brace is working quickly here and throws a strike on the inner half of the plate. Jaden Fine, Simi Valley, California, freshman at San Diego State. And the fastball missing in the left-hander's batter's box for ball 1. That pitch is thrown at the right leg of Jaden Fine, and he'll just move right out of the way of it. 2-1 count. And laced down the right field line, way foul, right into the protective screen that is on the right side of the bullpen. I'm not going to lie, we were just told by the Oilers that we are going to get hot dogs, and my heart jumped a little bit. Captain of fair territory, but Brace will pick it up. It goes off the front foot of the right-handed hitting Jaden Fine. That's the second batter in 2 innings we've seen hit it right off of his big toe. And he'll just have to wear that off and shake it off. Calvin Ferris did that last inning. Excuse me, in the first inning, I guess, to end that first inning, strikeout. Ground ball to third base. 1 on a 2-hopper to Joe Brazil. The throw to first and the second out. Good throw from Joe Brazil. And the second out made. Bobby Goodlow up next. The third baseman had the RBI fielder's choice ground out to the shortstop. 2 outs in the inning now. Chinooks looking for a perfect inning. Next pitch from Brace, just missing off the plate. With a 3-1 count, Bobby Goodlow looking to drive one to left center, but in his last at bat, he ultimately capped one off the middle part of the bat, right to Pate Fortune at short. Chopper to the hole. Corbett on it, turns, throws to first, and 3 up, 3 down go the Oilers. It's 5-1 as we head to the 4th inning. 3 full play done with. Chinooks look to add as they will have Jess Davis, Hayden Keller, and Daniel Freeman up at the plate. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, for a half moment there, we saw you had the umbrella in front of you. I'm not sure she just didn't know that she put it in front of the camera, and she politely moved. But yeah, that would have been interesting trying to call the game without being able to see there. Jess Davis taking ball one from Steven Orderica, and he came in and got the one out he needed back in the third. Rain continuing to come down here. It's more of just an inconvenience. Probably pretty cold out there for the players. Next pitch and strike one on the inner half. 1-1 count from Orderica, the right-handed almost submariner. He's got the little sidearm type deal that comes at the lower third arm angle. And scooped up by Villa. Man, showing off the glove work there. Nice work with the lever by Villa. Man, we're so close to the ocean. The flybys from these seagulls are incredible. And that's going to hit Jess Davis, so wear it right off of the upper thigh and take his jog down to first base. He's got a stolen base and a run scored in the ball game. Chinooks lead by 4 runs, 5-1. Hayden Keller up next has a walk in the has flown out to the left side of the infield in his first 2 at bats. Giancarlo Savino led off the game on the mound for the Oilers. 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. Pickoff attempt over, and he's out at first. Slipping Jess Davis, trying to get back to first base, and he was picked off. Good pickoff move by Steven Orderica. And so the first out in the inning. Hard tag laid down by Connor McCord just to get him by a step. And Silas Drayden, the umpire, right on it. And that was a great play. I mean, he was definitely out. He slipped trying to slide back in. And now Hayden Keller takes strike one on the plate. Now rain really coming down some more. Umbrellas coming out. Shot to the left side. 2-hopper to Bobby Goodlow. Hustling down. And he's just out by a step. Good play by the TCU Horned Frog. So back-to-back outs now. Brings up Daniel Freeman, who's reached twice today, an RBI hit in the first, and then a walk in the third. Scored twice today, as has J. Paul Fullerton on deck. Off speed, missing low and inside, ball one. And missing low again. 2-0 count, 2 outs. Daniel Freeman trying to produce some action here in the second inning. We saw a walk by a hit by pitch, by Jess Davis, and he was picked off. That one chopped down the third base line, foul. And an off-speed pitch catches Freeman out in front, looking to go yard there. Instead, he swings right through it. Gonna have to battle with 2 strikes against him here. Off the plate, full count awaiting. Although it's raining even harder now, the Chinooks do not look like the pitching staff, Steven Orderica, for the Oilers, does not look like he's losing the grip on the ball, but sometimes that plays into account. Off the plate, that'll be a walk. First walk issued by Orderica, and Daniel Freeman on base for a third time today. J. Paul Fullerton coming up next. 2 for 2 today, a single up the middle. 2 runs scored as well, and in his last at bat, hit the longest single probably here at Oilers Stadium on a line drive to right field. Rain continuing to pile on here. Brandon Cody on deck. Fullerton, no batting gloves. You got to watch your lips in case the bat flies out. And a chopper hard up the middle to second base. Flip to second, and the force out made. Good play by Ethan Patrick at second base. Third out of the inning. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 5-1. Chinooks leading the Oilers. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. We get. And the first pitch here, Calvin Ferris awaiting, is ball one low and away. And the rain just picks up some, comes back, slows down. That's weather for you in Alaska. As that'll be a 1-1 count, swung on by Calvin Ferris, who's 0 for 1 today with a looking strikeout that ended the first. Ground ball hit to second base. 2 hopper. Mason Corbett stays down on it. The throw to first, and the out made. Good job for the 4th inning. So that's the first out in the inning. And still working is Sam Brace on the mound for the Chinooks. He'd like to go 7 today, pick up a win. His Nooks are up by 4. Damon Keith in his first at bat, a single that led off the 2nd inning. Did not come around to score. Sam Brace and the defense for the Chinooks able to work out of it. And that's going to be on the right field line. Goes way foul.
Ball brought to you by Jonas Brothers.
And the home plate umpire calling time as Brandon Cody had not even gotten back into position just yet. Seagulls want to play baseball too. They're flying around still. A 1 pitch, flipped up and going to be at ball 1. Sam Brace trying to work in the changeup there. It misses. Well, here in the booth, we're staying nice and warm and pretty dry. Missing inside. Damon Keith just missing, moving back out of the way of it. Brace stepping back off the mound, trying to get a grip on his cleats. Fell off the rubber there. And that's strike 2 on the inner half. Keith's single was to left field as it was picked up by Trevor Cho, but he's got a tie count here, 2-2, 1 out in the inning. The next pitch. Ground ball to the left side, just past the diving glove of Pate Fullerton, who laughs it off with Joe Brazil in the sense that he just got himself muddy. So that'll be Damon Keith's 2nd hit of the ball game. Brings up Ethan Patrick, who had a sac bunt in the 2nd, moved up some runners. And actually, Pate Fullerton, or J. Paul Fullerton comes up to the back of the mound, wants to get his feet clean. In fact, why not everybody? His brother's going to come in, clean his feet as well. Pate Fullerton, the shortstop. Joe Brazil, the 3rd baseman. But no, the right side of the infield's okay. Mason Corbett and Daniel Freeman. Still 1 out in the inning. Runner at first base, Damon Keith, after singling through the left side of the infield. Pate Fullerton, although he's playing shortstop, his pants look muddier than J. Paul Fullerton behind the plate. First pitch here to the left-hander, grounded to the first base side. Mason Corbett picks it up, the throw to first, and he's going to be safe. Daniel Freeman, not sure what happened there, had to go back to first, and that's just a single for Ethan Patrick on the infield. Jonathan Villa up next, had a single in his first at-bat. I'm guessing Freeman slipped. And I think he should have cleaned his spikes on the right side of the field. So the double play still in order. 1 out. Brace still pitching. He's already ready to go in the stretch on the mound. Freeman was shocked when Mason Corbett got to it. And ball 1 way up and out off the plate. 5-1 the score. Chinooks lead by 4. Everybody's got to play in these conditions, so both teams have to do it. Brace's delivery. Strike ball 1 off the ball 2, off the plate. Looked like it was going to be strike 1, just missed low. Bullpen for the Chinooks is almost gone vacant. All of the pitching staff was down there. The bullpen for the Oilers has a few guys sitting underneath one of the tarps. Delivery, strike one. Good pitch via a mishit base hit to right field. Brandon Cody picked it up, and that was just 2 innings ago in the second. No run came across, though. Big strikeout and big ground out ultimately got the 2 outs there. And the pitch here gets away. That'll probably go as a wild pitch and move runners up to second and third. 3-1 pitch awaiting. And that's going to be a 3-1 count away. For a second, I thought that they were going to call it from rain for a moment and pause. Both umpires just ran across the field holding their hands up in the air. Like it was like, take shelter for just a second, but it didn't happen. So, inning continues. Runners on second and third. 5-1 the score. Race's pitch goes to the backstop, and now Villa has an opportunity to pick up 2 RBIs. Skylar Messenger struck out in his first at bat. He's on deck as the 9-hole shortstop. 3-1 pitch. And that's strike 2 on the outer half. Can Brace pick up a big strikeout here? Daniel Freeman a step even with the bag, maybe a step in front of the bag at first base. The full count pitch. Hit hard to right field. Brandon Cody has a good arm. He's going to catch it. The throw home tagging. It's going to be in the air at the plate. Good slide in from Damon Keith and an RBI sac fly. And they're going to appeal it to third base that he left early. The throw over to third and the step on the bag, and he is called safe. Bullpen for the Chinooks thought he left early, but he did not. Good job by Damon Keith. The throw over from Brandon Cody, but not in time. RBI sac fly from Jonathan Villa brings in the second run for the Oilers, and Skylar Messenger at the plate. Sam Brace coming set here. And the delivery home. Chopped to shortstop. Fullerton comes in. 2-hopper will throw across his body. Throw to first and perfectly on the money. Chinooks do give up 1 run. It's a 3-run lead now as we go to the 5th inning. 3 full innings left to play. Chinooks lead by 3. They will have Brandon Cody leading off. When we come back, you're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, how many guys does it take to rake an entire field? A lot more than needed, but right now we're okay with it because the rain is coming down pretty steady. But the Oilers do have 6 guys out there ready to go. The head coach, Kyle Brown, and the coaching staff for the Oilers doing a great job trying to keep today playable. It shows that there's going to be some steady rain throughout the night, all the way up to 11 o'clock. Hopefully, we're not playing the doubleheader all the way till 11 o'clock, but we've seen stranger things. We're getting ready to go again as Orderica is going to get going here. Again, it'll be Brandon Cody, Pate Fullerton, and Trevor Cho here in a moment to face Orderica. But we'll pause again for a moment. Just wanted to touch base with y'all, let you know what's going on here. There is no halt in the game, just that pause as had to put some stuff down, some more fresh dirt behind home plate and on the pitcher's mound. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. They lead 5-2 over the Oilers. And we're back. The first pitch is off the plate. Ball one to Brandon Cody. Brandon Cody today has 2 hits. Both are RBI singles. And with the 5-2 lead, Chinooks trying to add to it. Check swing, and home plate umpire says he went around. Ties the count up at 1-1. The next pitch. And that misses low. 2-1 count from the semi-submariner, Steven Orderica. Brandon Cody coming from Corona, California. Junior year at Biola University. He's worked the 3-1 count as the pitch misses low. Rain is dying down here a little bit. When you can see people in the stands walking around with food just on a paper plate. Ground ball capped to third base. 2-hopper to Bobby Goodlow. Throw to first, and it's going to be a tough play. They call him out. Good stretch at first by Connor McCourt. And the first out made of the inning. Not the swing necessarily you want from Brandon Cody there. You like for him to be aggressive with the 3-1 pitch, but he just caps it to third base. He's still 2 for 3 on the day. Brings up Pate Fullerton, who singled to left field in his last at bat. Here in the top of the 5th, 5-2 the score. His first pitch is low and away. It looked like the last pitch to Cody would have been a strike. Trevor Cho on deck. Had an RBI ground out in his last at bat. Big swing and a miss from Pate Fullerton. One's across the board. And that's off the plate for ball 2. Just missing. There's a little back tail from Orderica's fastball when he throws it as a submariner. It just drops in. A lot of movement on his pitches. And poke foul. Keeps count working as it'll tie it up at 2-2. 7 hits for the Chinooks, 5 for the Oilers, 1 error for both teams. Ground ball hit to the right side. That'll be fielded by Patrick. He throws over to first. 2 outs for the Oilers. And that'll bring up Trevor Cho.
Now batting number 9, Trevor Cho.
Trevor Cho flew out to left field in the second, and then the RBI ground out 2 innings ago. Cho, an 80.83 hitter. Again, picked up his first hit yesterday. Looking for a big one here. And he'll take fastball on the inner half. And if I'm Cho, that's the one I'm unleashing on, just trying to crush that pitch to right field. The next pitch is going to be the same one down the first base line. It goes foul. McCord picks it up, and he'll toss it back to the first base dugout, where the Oilers are residing. Chinooks in jeopardy of giving up their first perfect inning against the Oilers offensively. The 0-2 pitch. Off the plate, that'll be ball one. Just missing low, trying to get a swing out of Cho. Joe Brazil, a single and a walk today in the second and third innings. And that misses low, 2-2 count. Well, nothing really hurt if Cho gets out here. You'd want to try and put a swing together with an extra base hit tattooed on it, but Joe Brazil could lead off the next inning. Ground ball hit hard down the first base line. McCord fields it. He'll take it unassisted for himself. 3 groundouts in the innings, 1 to third base, and then 2 to the right side of the infield. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Chinooks lead it by 3 runs. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball as the offense goes back, and the offense for the Oilers comes back out for a 5th time. No outs here as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning, 5-2. Chinooks lead by 3. The Oilers picked up a run in the first that matched the 3 runs for the Chinooks, and then 2 runs for the Chinooks in the third. 1 more run picked up last inning.
Ball brought to you by Arby's.
Sam Brace working through now into the 5th inning. The windup and the pitch. Strike 1 and a 1-ball count as the next pitch misses just low. Looks to be pretty good from here. He's a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Camden Vasquez. That pitch at the eye level for a 2-2 count. Vasquez coming out of Gilbert, Arizona in his freshman year at USD, and a 3-1 count advantage for him as he grounded out to end the second and singled and scored the run in the first. Big pitch coming from Sam Brace, and the delivery called for a ball. So that'll be a walk to lead off Vasquez as he reaches for a second time today. And Connor McCord up next, grounded out unassisted to first base in the third, and then the strikeout looking in the first. Pickoff attempt over to first base sends Vasquez safely back in. Again, Vasquez has One stolen base this season, has not been caught stealing. And he picked up his second earlier in the game. Delivery home in the dirt. Good job by J. Paul Fullerton. Vasquez thought about it for a half second and then thought better of it. Brace trying to find the zone again. He's got a 3-run lead behind him. Let his defense work with him. Try and get Connor McCord. Double play in order. Ground ball right back to the first base dugout, and an ugly finder ground ball there that had a little spice to it. Kyle Brown, the head coach for the Oilers, giving signs to Vasquez. One ball, one strike. Pickoff attempt over for Sam Brace. Vasquez standing up on first. Vasquez has an opportunity to go here. He might be. Brace's delivery. And right at him, but a swing and a foul tip from McCord. That pitch looked like it was thrown right at his right arm, maybe upper bicep, and he's still able to swing at it. I get it, it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. You just got off the plane, but thought for a moment that he was just going to wear it. Instead, he takes a hack at it, and it's a 1-2 count. Big pitch coming for Sam Brace and company for the defense of the Chinooks. And watch your lips for the first base coach as he just moves his legs down the first base line. And it's a foul ball. 1-2 count awaiting, no outs. Brace coming set, the delivery home. And was expecting a stolen base attempt from Camden Vasquez. Instead, the pitch out does not work in that favor, and it's ball 2. If he did steal, though, J. Paul Fullerton was right on it to try and throw him out on the pitch out. It's a great throw from Sam Brace. 2-2 pitch. Delivery home, runner going. Pops it up to right field. It's got a little carry. It's going way foul, and it'll actually get out of here off the bat of McCord. Just a long fly ball. Continued to carry. How about that? You come off of the plane and you almost hit a home run. 40 feet to the left, and it would have brought the Oilers within 1. Big swing from Connor McCord. Vasquez win. He's not going here, and it's a line drive into right field. That falls in. Brandon Cody will pick it up with no outs here. Runners on first and second on a walk and a single. Right-hander warming up in the bullpen. I believe that is Hannes Kindright. Out of Medford, Oregon in his junior year. They're going to let Brace try and get out of this to the 3-hole Jaden Fine, who walked in his first at-bat, a ground out in the 3rd. And the Oilers knocking on the door. Their 6th hit and first hit for Connor McCord. 1 for 3 is not bad to hit .333 in your first 3 at-bats. Finds next pitch, pops it up to left center field. Jess Davis is going to carry over to it. They'll tag, and the throw is over to third base for out number 1. Staying put at second, Camden Vasquez. Jaden Fine just missing it to left center.
Now back to the Oilers, third baseman from TCU, number 12.
Brings up Bobby Goodlow. Third time around for Goodlow. Grounded out in the 3rd and a fielder's choice RBI in the 1st. Goodlow, 292 hitter, entering into the ballgame today, making his 8th start as an Oiler. coming in 7 for 24 with one double. And his first pitch to him is low and away, ball one. Likely the last inning for Sam Brace on the mound because of pitch count early on in the season. Runners on first and second. A double check of Vasquez there. Ground ball to first base. That's going to get through. Coming in, Brandon Cody. He'll pick it up, and he's going to throw it in, and it'll be Daniel Freeman who locks it up. That's an RBI single for Bobby Goodlow. Good swing, and it just squeaks past Daniel Freeman out of his reach.
Now batting for the Oilers, the designated hitter from round number 17, Calvin Ferris.
Calvin Ferris up next. 2 runners on base, tying run at first in Bobby Goodlow. A third time around here, Hannes Kindreich again warming in the bullpen. Delivery here, misses low, ball one. Chinooks trying to escape the runners on base here with 1 out in the inning. Freeman a few steps behind Goodlow at first. Hunt Freeman on backing up a few more steps. That's a swing and a miss on the pitch inside to Calvin Ferris. He's had some big swings today, and he grounded out in his last at bat to second base. That was for the first out in the fourth. Vasquez has 2 runs scored today, 1 stolen base. That pitch lined into right field. Be picked up by Brandon Cody. He'll try and get it in, the throw home, and that'll be scooped up by Freeman. As Connor McCord comes in to score for the first time today, and he slips right there while rounding. It's 5-4 pitching coach. Chris Beck will come out for a meeting with Sam Brace. We'll pause here for a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. It's a 5-4 ball game. Hannes Kindreich in to relieve Sam Brace. Sam Brace pitching 4 1/3 innings on the mound for the Chinooks in the 7-inning ball game. It's 5-4. Chinooks still lead by 1. So far, he's given up 4 runs. And he's got 2 runners against him on base. Honest Kendrick trying to come in and get 2 outs to close the door. He'll be facing off with Damon Keith and Ethan Patrick, the next 2 batters. It was 3 hits in the inning and 1 walk against Brace. Back-to-back RBI singles to right field from Bobby Goodlow and Calvin Ferris. Damon Keith up next. Double play in order to potentially end this inning. Honest Kendrick coming in, an 0-1 record, 2.57 ERA in 3 games, making his 4th appearance now. And a ground ball hit to second base. 2-hopper. Mason Corbett. Throw to second. The throw to first. Is he going to be out? And he's safe at first base. Good hustle by Damon Keith. But a crazy hop to Mason Corbett as it was right above his head. He's able to stick with it. Go down to his knees. Throw to second. Pate Fullerton grabs it. Throw to first. And now the tying run is 90 feet away. Damon Keith moving up to first. He was 2 for 2 today, but now hits into the fielder's choice there. Can Honest Kendrick get the 3rd out here against Ethan Patrick? Has a single today and a sac bunt. See if Damon Keith as well, who likes to steal occasionally, will be attempting here. Delivery home, and strike 1 paints the outside corner. Honest Kendrick, in his junior year out of Biola University, trying to close this door against the Oilers here in the bottom of the 5th. Pickoff attempt over. Safely standing up is Damon Keith. Oh, 1 pitch from Kendrick. Pops it up to left center field, going back Trevor Cho, Jess Davis as well. And that's going to fall in. 1 run is in. Jess Davis picks it up. It'll be a relay throw, and the throw will not be in as it's an RBI, 2-run RBI double to make it a 6-5 ball game. Chinooks now trail the Oilers. As an unfortunate inning-ending double play did not happen, and 2 runs, a big hit by Ethan Patrick to right field. To left center field, and it's 6-5. So Chinooks will have to play from behind for the first time in this series. Curveball, first pitch, missing inside ball 1. Kendrick shakes his head, thought it was going to be a strike. Jonathan V at the plate, 2 for 2 today. 1 for 1 today with an RBI sac fly in his last at bat, and a single in the 2nd. Next pitch from Kendrick. 2-0 count as it misses up and away. That was a big swing and big hit for Ethan Patrick to left center field, out of reach of both Trevor Cho and Jess Davis to try and chase it down. Pops it up, same spot, left center field. Trevor Cho coming in on it. It's going to fall in front of him. And the throw is going to be late, so Villa with the RBI single there, and the inning continues. Disaster for the Chinooks. They've given up 5 runs here in the inning. It's 7-5. Skylar Messenger up next. 0 for 2 today, a strikeout and a ground out to shortstop. Chinooks down by 2 here after giving up 5 runs in the 5th inning. If you can eliminate the big inning, Chinooks have the lead, but unfortunately for them, they cannot. Some big swings and hits by the Oilers in the dirt. Good job by J. Paul Fullerton to slide over. 5 hits in the inning, 4 of which have been RBI base hits, including Ethan Patrick's big double to play Bobby Goodlow and Damon Keith for the 2-run lead that they currently have. Brought in the go-ahead and tying run. Kendrick looking for one more out. In the next inning, it'll be Joe Brazil in the top of the order coming back around. Ground ball third base side. Joe Brazil fields it. The throw to first. And the pick is made. The inning ends, but 5 runs are gained in the inning to put the Oilers up 7-5. We'll be back in a moment as Joe Brazil, Mason Corbett, and Jess Davis will come back around. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Joe Brazil to lead off here in the top of the 6th inning. And the Oilers have taken the lead 7-5 after getting 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th, 1 run in the 4th, and 1 run in the 1st. 3 runs for the Chinooks in the 1st and 2 in the 3rd. Ball 1 is in the plate, scooped up by Villa off the corner. Chinooks trying to climb back in this one. They've got the top of the order on deck with Mason Corbett and Joe Brazil at the plate. Single in the 2nd, a walk in his last at bat, and that's called strike on the corner. Chinooks have 6 outs to try and come back here. Honus Kendrick came in relief for Sam Brace, gave up 2 hits and 1 run. Hit down the right field line, tails away foul. Sam Brace, on the other hand, 4 1/3 innings of pitching, and he gave up 3 strikeouts, 8 hits, 6 runs, and 2 walks. Five runs coming against him last inning. 2-2 count as that pitch misses low and inside. Joe Brazil trying to get things started here. Some big hits for the Oilers last inning. It was a total of 5 hits. And that misses low. Full count. 3-2 pitch. Can Joe Brazil lead off with a base hit? A walk hit by pitch. Orderica comes set. The delivery. Hit up and out of play on the spoiled pitch that tailed inside. Joe Brazil coming out of Potter Valley, California, 5'11", 200 sophomore at Mendocino College. His teammate Hayden Keller would be 4th up in this inning and is due for a base hit. Chop to the first base side. 2-hopper. It goes just past the glove of the first baseman, Connor McCord, and that'll put a runner on base here. Took a crazy hop, and McCord stabbed at it as the left-handed first baseman, and that goes as a hit. So Joe Brazil perfect on the day still. 2 for 2 singles and a walk. Mason Corbett looking to reach for the first time today. He's due for a walk and a hit. Definitely the walk. He has a walk in every single game he's come to the plate in. Down the left field line, it's going to be a base hit. Joe Brazil, a couple hard steps, and he'll stay put at second. So opposite field single for Mason Corbett, and just like that, the Chinooks are rolling, trying to get some runners in and cut that 2-run deficit as they are trailing here in the top of the 6th inning. Opposite field single as it gets past Bobby Goodlow at third base. Jess Davis up next, and Jess, a walk in the first, hit by pitch in the fourth, and a foul fly ball out to the third baseman in the second. Runners on first and second now. Jess Davis has some power. Can he get a home run here and put the Chinooks up by a run? Back-to-back hits now for the Chinooks. On deck, Hayden Keller. Bunt shown, bunted up in the air. It's going to get down in fair territory. Close play at first. It's a base hit. Bases loaded now. Just falls in no man's land. And that'll bring up Hayden Keller with the bases loaded. So the bunt single comes in as the third single in a row. Ordurica tried to jam him on the bunt, and he's able to get it down first base side, picked up by first baseman Connor McCord. And now the Chinooks have bases loaded, the tying run at second with Mason Corbett. First pitch here, strike one on the outside part of the plate. On deck is Daniel Freeman. Freeman has reached every time he's come to the plate, an RBI single in the first and 2 walks in his last 2 at-bats. Hayden Keller looking for an RBI here. Hits one on a line drive to the shortstop, and that's going to be an out off the bat of Hayden Keller. Good job by Skylar Messenger to make the catch, and tough luck for Hayden Keller on the line out. Gets robbed of an RBI single there. Brings up Freeman, who'll try and put one to the outfield and produce a hit as J. Paul Fullerton moves up on deck. For the Chinooks, they have to get a run across here. They'd like to get more than one with the bases loaded and 1 out. Ball missing low, ball 1. Next pitch is inside to Freeman, called for a strike. Ties the count up at 1-1. 1 out here, 7-5 the score. Oilers ahead of the Chinooks. 11 hits for the Oilers as well, 10 hits for the Chinooks. Next pitch, copped foul down the third base line. So Freeman will have to battle here. J. Paul Fullerton waiting on deck, bases loaded. Joe Brazil led off with a single to right field. He's at third. Jess Davis at first after a single bunt, and then Mason Corbett at second after a single down the third base line. Big pitch to Daniel Freeman awaiting. In the dirt, good block by Villa. Believe that ties the count up at 2-2. 2-2 count. Ordurica pitching well here. Pops it up and right back at us as it'll continue the 2-2 count. Daniel Freeman staying alive. J. Paul Fullerton on deck. 2 for 3 at the plate. Has hit the ball hard 3 times. Hit into right center. That's going to fall in for a base hit. 1 to come in. They're going to hold up Mason Corbett at third base, and now it is a 7-6 ball game on Daniel Freeman's RBI single. Second RBI single for Freeman today, and now it's a 1-run ball game. Next up, J. Paul Fullerton trying to get something in the outfield here for Brandon Cody as well. It's been Freeman, Fullerton, and Cody who've produced most of the runs today, and we're probably going to have a new right-handed pitcher as Kyle Brown, the head coach for the Oilers, comes out. We'll pause here for a moment, let you know who that is We're still with the bases loaded, one out. The Chinooks trailing by one as the pitching change is made. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. J. Paul Fullerton with the bases loaded here, and the tying run is 90 feet away. And Mason Corbett, go-ahead run. Jess Davis out at second, and at first, Daniel Freeman produced an RBI single there to bring in the first run of the inning. Can the Chinooks take the lead here, or at least tie things up in the next two batters? J. Paul Fullerton facing Calvin Ferris, who comes in to pitch in replace of Orderica. Ball one off the plate. And, your approach here for Fullerton, try and drive something hard. He hit a line drive off the wall in right field that just carried all the way up until that moment. Maybe got 15 feet off the ground, if that. Just absolutely smashed. So 1-0 pitch here. Next pitch from Ferris. Check swing, called ball two off the plate. And I might agree with Ferris there. I thought that was a strike on the corner, but instead it just misses. Ferris going to have to get a strike in here, and today J. Paul Fullerton, the catcher for the Chinooks, scored 2 runs, a single in the first, single in the third, and a ground out fielder's choice in the fourth. The 2-0 pitch awaiting. Next pitch from Ferris. Inside, ball 3. Could the tying run be walked in? It's 11 hits for both teams, 7-6. Chinooks trailing by 1 here. And although the double play sounds great for Oilers fans, for the Chinooks, they're looking for the 7th run and potential 8th run to come in. Big pitch here, 3-0. Misses, hits for strike 1. Thought it was a little off, but all the same, that's a comeback pitch as for the second pitch of the at bat we thought was a strike anyway. So it'll be a 3-1 count. J. Paul Fullerton awaiting the next pitch. Calvin Ferris, a deep breath, gets ready to go, looks in for the sign. And the next pitch. Smash to center field, and they're going to tag Mason Corbett. He's coming in to try and score. It's going to be a play at the plate, and he'll stand up safely. 7-7 the score on the sac fly for J. Paul Fullerton. A good swing will bring up Brandon Cody. Cody in this situation has been able to plate a runner both times. Can he do it again for the potential go-ahead run? 180 feet away at second base in Jess Davis. Big swing for Fullerton, brings in the RBI sac fly, and we've got a tie ball game here in the top of the sixth inning. 7-7, 11 hits for both teams. Brandon Cody looking for a big one here. Don't want to strand any runners. Daniel Freeman at first, Jess Davis at second. Can he clear the bases? Next pitch from Calvin Ferris. Curveball, missing, hitting for strike one on the definite lower third of the strike zone. Cody, 2 for 3 today. Robbed of a hard ground out in the fifth. And off the plate. A rollover ground out in the fifth. Just missed a 3-1 pitch he wanted down the third base line. Goodlow with the put out. Big inning for the Chinooks. Have tied it up 7-7. Can they take the lead? Big gap between first and second as second baseman Ethan Patrick is holding on Jess Davis at second. The next pitch. Curveball check swing. The appeal to first. And Silas says he went around. That'll make it a 1-2 count. A great breaking ball by Ferris. Just falls right off the table. Might have fallen off 2 tables. 1-2 count awaiting 2 outs. A big pitch coming for Calvin Ferris and the Oiler defense. Ferris's next pitch. Big swing and a miss. So the Chinooks will strand 2, but they get 2 runs. It's a tie ball game 7-7. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Kevin Vasquez to lead off here. It'll be the 1-2-3 guys. The top of the order back around a 4th time through. 7-7 ball game. 11 hits for either team. And the pitch here from Hannes Kindreich, who came in last inning, gave up 1 run on 2 hits. No walks, no strikeouts. Little action in the bullpen for the Chinooks. I believe that's Brian Cardone. And the pitch fouled back to tie the count up at 1-1. Today, Vasquez, 1 for 2 with a walk. 2 runs scored, 1 stolen base. And the next pitch is a changeup that falls in on the outside part of the plate. Brace will not get a win or loss here. And the off speed is fouled directly back. Ricochets off of the front of the third base dugout. And Michael Barker takes some hard steps out of the bullpen to try and go get it. But the third base umpire instead will do so. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, first base side, and a single. Now the go-ahead run at first base for Connor McCord. And that's a tough pitch right there. Just shows you how great of a hitter Vasquez is on the single to right field. Connor McCord up next. And if I was Kendrick, I wouldn't have gone with the changeup there. I would have tried to hit the fastball. Vasquez continues to see his average climb, just putting together hit after hit. Has a hit in every single game. Bunt shown from McCord here. First pitch is pulled back, strike 1. Joe Brazil was right there on it at third base. Chinooks looking for a double play, maybe a popped up bunt. Try and keep Vasquez at first. He's got speed. Kendrick coming set. Bunt shown again. The delivery. Bunt missed, and that'll be strike 2. Pitch just going underneath the bat of McCord. And now here with Camden Vasquez at first and an 0-2 count. Can Kendrick pick up a big strikeout, and will Camden Vasquez be running? Does not run. Ground ball back up the middle. It gets through. Not the 0-2 pitch you want, but runners on first and second. Now the Oilers coming to life here. Jaden Fine up next, the right-handed hitter. Fine flew out to center in his last at bat. Time called by Kendrick. He wants to switch out the ball. And Kyle Brown wants to call in all of his runners. We'll pause here for a moment off of the offensive discussion with their head coach for the Oilers. We'll be back in a moment. I believe Brian Cardone is warming up in the bullpen for the Chinooks, and right now it's runners on first and second. The go-ahead run, at second base, 180 feet away in Camden Vasquez. Has great speed, scored 2 runs already today. Can he make it a third, and could it be at a bigger time? Right now, we'll play. Pickoff attempt over as Vasquez goes standing back up into second. Mason Corbett covering on the pickoff attempt. Jaden Fine, the 3-hole at the plate. Bobby Goodlow, a RBI single back in the 5th, and kept the inning alive. where it was the big inning for the Oilers. They got 5 runs. Bunt shown here from Fine. He'll try and bunt one down, and he bunts it foul right into his body. Strike 1. Kendrick had McCord down to his last strike with a 0-2 count after missing both bunts, and McCord a great at bat. He's 2 for 4 today, a single up the middle. Bunt shown again. And pulled back off the plate. Tried to work in a curveball. Joe Brazil staying put at third. If it's hit hard at him, he's got to go get it. You don't want to give up an infield hit and make bases loaded with no outs. Then the Oilers are very likely to score the go-ahead run. Bunt shown here. Pulled back and just missing off the plate. Looked to be a curveball for a strike, but man, it doesn't get any closer for a pitch than that. Just missing. 2-1 count as the Oilers right fielder Jaden Fine has the advantage. Kendrick comes set. Bunt shown again. Delivery. Pulled back, strike 2 at the lower third. Goes with the fastball. Will the bunt stay on? Kyle Brown still giving signs. I doubt you put on a double steal, not with 2 strikes. Vasquez has speed, but you don't want to make the first out and potential strike him out, throw him out at third base. Kendrick, his pitch, curveball missing upstairs, full count awaiting. No bunt shown there from Fine, and he's got a big at bat here. Kendrick looking for a big pitch, as is Fine, one that he can drive to the outfield. The pitch from Kendrick. Pops it up and out of play. Good job by Fine just to spoil the fastball in the corner. Kendrick, a long look in. First base McCord, second base Vasquez. The big 3-2 pitch, payoff pitch coming. And it's capped to the shortstop. Picked up by Brazil. Throw to second, and I'm not sure why he went to second as he's safe sliding in. I mean, I guess you try and keep the double play in order, but that'll go as a fielder's choice. Potentially a base hit. Now the base is loaded here in the last inning. Or excuse me, in the second to last inning, the bottom of the 6th inning, 7-7.
Now batting for the Oilers.
This has been all over the place today for both teams.
Number 12, Bobby Goodlow.
That goes to fielder's choice, no out. It's like category number 4 on fielder's choices.
So we are told that it is a fielder's choice, still no outs, and it's 13-10. In the hit category, the Oilers coming to life here with the bases loaded and their 4-hole Bobby Goodlow up. Going to have a pitching change. Brian Cardone trying to come in and close the door in replacement of Honest Kendrick. The Oilers knocking on the door with the potential go-ahead run, an inning and a half left. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. We'll be back in a moment. Bobby Goodlow up here with the bases loaded. The go-ahead run at third base. Camden Vasquez and Bobby Goodlow will face Brian Cardone. Here in the 6th inning. 1.5 innings left. Brian Cardone trying to come in and help out the Nooks. First pitch is low and inside. Good job by J. Paul Fullerton. Keep it in front. Nooks will get a chance to hit in the top of the 7th inning. Hopefully it's still a 7-7 ball game, but they've got a lot of ground to cover here with the bases loaded and no outs. The delivery. Strike one on the outside part of the plate. Goodlow, the TCU Horned Frog. Can he come through for the Peninsula Oilers? Potentially get them the advantage for their first win down here at home in Kenai. One pitch from Cardone. Inside, ball 2. Kendry gave up 2 singles and a fielder's choice in this inning. And the pitch. Pops it up and out of play. Ties the count up at 2-2. Big pitch coming, for Brian Cardone and company. Infield going to come in here with a 2-2 count. Outfield going to try and throw out the runner on a ball hit to him. And now right for Goodlow, he's just trying to hit something hard through the infield. Goodlow having a big day today. RBI single in his last at bat. An RBI fielder's choice in the first. Pokes it foul down the left field line. Just tipping it into the bullpen where the Chinooks are. Only retired without producing an RBI in the 3rd on a ground out to second base that ended that inning. Bases loaded, no outs. 2-2 pitch. And just missing low and inside. That'll send it the distance. Full count and the biggest pitch of the day coming up for Brian Cardone. Cardone coming set. Infield in. The 3-2 pitch. Hits it down the right field line, foul. Probably ball 4. It was about 6 inches, maybe 7 inches inside. Goodlow staying close towards the plate. His back foot is maybe a few inches away from the batter's box, which we can't even see right now. Three-two pitch again. And fouls it off. He actually loses the bat out of his hands. Thought we'd see a bat go flying at some point today, and that's the first. Kid came out of the dugout for the Oilers with pine tar, but he does not need it. Said he'll just use saliva. Spit into his gloves, gives some pat down, get ready to go with the 3-2 count. He's fouled off some good pitches. The 3-2 delivery. Pops it up. Foul territory. It's going to just get out of play into the stands. I tell you what, people say that running with the Bulls is crazy. A foul ball at any game, when you have kids at it, is even crazier. Goodlow fouling off some good pitches. Cardone trying to win it here. 3-2 pitch. Bases loaded. No outs. Payoff pitch. And who guessed it? Foul ball. Both staying focused here. Jess Davis deep in center. Brandon Cody deep and right. And finally getting the pine tar on the bat. Actually puts almost a pause just for Brian Cardone. Get him off rhythm a little. Bobby Goodlow just fouling off some pitches at third baseman for the Chinooks, or excuse me, for the Oilers, and he's looking for a big base hit. Cardone looking for a strikeout since coming in. Bases loaded. Calvin Ferris on deck, and easily the three hottest hitters of the day, 3 of the 4 hottest hitters of the day, are next up. 3-2 pitch. Pops it up, and once again, it's out of play. Bounces right off the top of the press box and ricochets out. Bobby Goodlow getting underneath it, trying to just hit it to the outfield. That's the 5th, I believe, foul ball that we've seen, but maybe 6th. Cardone, long look in, wants to get the pitch, comes set. And the delivery, 3-2. Ball 4, big at bat by Bobby Goodlow, and it brings in the go-ahead run. It's 8-7. And that's just a great at bat by a great hitter, the Horned Frog, 8-7. I mean, pitch after pitch, Brian Cardone throwing it right down the middle, and Goodlow takes one just a little low. Brings up Calvin Ferris with the bases loaded, still no outs in the inning. Oilers have a chance to run away with it. Chinooks will still be able to hit in the top of the 7th. And the pitch. Ball 1 low. That run charged against Hannes Kindreich. Infield still staying in. And that just a few inches away as it skips out. Ball 2 in the dirt. Two-0 count. Calvin Ferris with the advantage here. Has put some big swings on the bat today. Strikeout in the 1st, ground out in the 4th, and he's going to plate one to right field. It's going way back. It might get out of here. That's a grand slam for Calvin Ferris. And that'll put the Oilers up with 4 more runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Calvin Ferris puts one out of here, and that's a big swing for the left-handed hitting designated hitter. Two-way guy coming out of El Cajon, California in his sophomore year at Brown University. Damon Keith will be up next.
Now batting center fielder from Cal Baptist, number 28, Damon Keith.
And that is the first home run hit for Ferris, and it comes at a big time. Makes it now a 12-7 ball game. Oilers leading. Laced down the left field line over the beer garden on the left side of the field. 12-7, Chinooks down by 5. It's been 2 big innings, the bottom of the 5th and bottom of the 6th, where the Oilers have just sprung to life. Still no outs in the inning. And the Chinooks were the only team that had not allowed a home run coming into this, and now Calvin Ferris will take that away. It was only a matter of time before that happened, but all the same, in this ball game, it comes at a big time. Bobby Goodlow with a big at bat. That foul down the left field line, and so that'll be a 1-2 count. And 4 RBIs for Calvin Ferris as well. Capped just in the first base side, and it'll be picked up foul. Damon Keith decided to take off as well in case it went fair. It did not. And I think it was his, Damon Keith right now is just trying to fix his ankle guard. Keith 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats. A fielder's choice ground out in the 5th. Cardone got 2 runs here. Cardone coming set. The 1-2 pitch. No outs. And he did go around. That would be a strikeout against Keith. Thought he held up. The home plate umpire saying no, and so he goes down swinging. First out in the inning. Brian Cardone will face Ethan Patrick, who today has produced some type of offensive positive for the Oilers. 2-run RBI double in the 5th, and then a single in the 4th, a sac bunt in the 2nd. Chinooks in this next inning will have Pate Fullerton, Trevor Cho, and Joe Brazil up at the plate. Cardone's next pitch, strike 1 on the inner half. In 3 innings, the Oilers have scored 11 runs, and that's going to be a ground ball hit to Mason Corbett. Fields it, throws the first and the second out. Back-to-back outs now. Jonathan Villa up next here with 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting for the Oilers, the catcher from Faulkner, number 27.
8th hitter in the inning. In the 5th, the Oilers hit around all the way. In the 4th, it was 5 batters, and now here in the 6th, they've got their 8th batter. Villa's first pitch, a ball off the plate for the curveball that misses. Chinooks in the next inning. If the Oilers can't produce any more runs here off the 5 they've gained, then Chinooks will have to bring at least 5 to send it into extras. There is another game after this, so don't go away. When we come back in about 30 minutes after game time, there'll be another game, game 2 of the doubleheader. And that's a pitch that hits the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 2-1 count, 2 outs in the inning. 14 hits for the Oilers, 10 for the Chinooks. 3 errors in the ball game. 2 for the Oilers, 1 for the Nooks. The 2-1 pitch, capped foul. I believe Tyler Weinkoop is warming up in the bullpen. Capped foul in and out of the glove of J. Paul Fullerton. Keeps 2s across the board here for Jonathan Villa, who has a single. He's 2 for 3 today, 2 for 2 today. An RBI sac fly back in the 4th. That doesn't go against him. The single in the 2nd and the RBI single in the 5th. 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses up and away. Full count awaiting. 1 walk in the inning for Brian Cardone. 2 runs given up against him. And he'll pop it up to right field. That's going to tail way foul. Is it going to get up and out of here? It will get up and out, but definitely foul ball.
That foul ball brought to you by Catholic Brewery.
Big swings today from the left-handed hitters. Calvin Ferris already a grand slam in this inning. Him and Ethan Patrick, in my opinion, have been the MVPs of the day. Ethan Patrick, as well as Bobby Goodlow. Ethan Patrick able to have that 2-run RBI double in the 5th that brought in the tying run and go-ahead run. Bobby Goodlow, that walk that brought in the go-ahead run here in this inning. Then Calvin Ferris next up hits the grand slam Down on strikes, Jonathan Villa chases the high fastball. And so two strikeouts for Brian Cardone in the inning, but 5 runs given up. It's 12-7. The Nooks will try and scrap across 5 and maybe 6 to go ahead in the 7th, the final inning of play. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Hey, Fullerton will lead things off here. Trevor Cho, Joe Brazil, the next 3 batters. Fullerton, the shortstop for the Nooks. Here in the 7th inning, Nooks give up 5 in back-to-back innings, the bottom of the 5th and bottom of the 6th. It's 12-7 now, and a big grand slam by that guy out on the mound, Calvin Ferris, has helped himself and potentially given himself his first win on the mound. Ferris comes sad off the 1-0 pitch to the right side, and it's fielded by McCord to flip to Ferris. He'll step on first, and Fullerton goes down for the first out. 1 out of the inning. Trevor Cho up next. Had the RBI ground out in the 3rd and is 0 for 2 today. 0 for 3 today. Looking for his first win, Calvin Ferris. 1 out, gone. Trevor Cho taking all the way, strike 1 on the corner and lower 3rd. Ferris coming set, 0-1 count, 1 out. The next pitch, missing way out, ties the count up at 1-1. Rain continuing to steadily just sprinkle down. Next pitch to Cho, missing inside and low. 2-1 count advantage for Cho. Cho coming out of Macon, Wisconsin, the senior from Wisconsin Whitewater. He'll be a senior in the fall. Poked foul and out of play. Right now, the Chinooks have the 3-game winning streak, and in 2 outs, that would come to a close here. It would be their first loss on the road this season. Currently 4-0, picked up the first 3 wins against the Oilers, and they'd like to pick up and maybe split today if they can't win this one. Curveball, strike 3, catches Cho looking, he knew it, on a big strikeout for Calvin Ferris. Brings up Joe Brazil, who is 2 for 2 at the plate with a walk, his 2 singles.
Now batting number 8, Joe Brazil.
Mason Corbett on deck. And Brazil get it to Corbett. First pitch to Brazil. Cap foul on the fastball that tails inside. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel for the Chinooks Radio, please do so right now. It's the red button on the page. You just click that and you can hit the bell icon next to it, and it'll notify you when we play games. Again, we have another game right after this one in about 30 minutes. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. A little more ump behind Calvin Ferris there, and he's trying to come in and have a perfect outing. Chinooks down to their last strike here in the 7th inning, 12-7 the score. Gave up 11 runs in the final 3 innings. Curveball, strike 3. Calvin Ferris gives the Oilers their first win on a come-from-behind victory. And the loss will go to Hannes Kindreich, as he goes down 0-2 now on the season. Don't go away. Josh Salem here with the Chinooks Radio. We'll be back in about 30 minutes for Game 2 of the doubleheader. Chinooks trying to pick up a 4th win on the road before tomorrow, looking for a 5th. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Radio.